Hello YouTube, it is Damien. It's the City of Liverpool, it is non-league to legend, and we're here with you today with episode 25 against Pickering Town. First thing I'm going to say is that because we've been focusing on Sunderland, like I said in the previous episode, episodes of non-league to legend are coming out basically a week at a time. So it seems like every Thursday when I have a day off, I can do it. However, today might be slightly different. I'm at a point when the Sunderland save where I don't want to play any more games until the stream tonight. Bit of a lie, I've got 3 games. There's a Champions League tie and a game in the middle. But once that's done, I don't want to play any more games. So then we have some stream quality tonight. I'm in the quarterfinal yet again in the Champions League. And for everybody that's been following or, has been watching non-league to legend more than the Sunderland save, this Sunderland save could have been over last season, but we lost in the final to Liverpool of the Champions League. Or else it would have been done and dusted, and this save would have just kicked off. It would have been, every day there would have been an episode, 2 episodes out, and the stream, we would have been streaming this all the time. However, that's not the case. Hopefully this season is the case. We just knocked PSG out in the Cup, so it's looking good. We've got quite a good squad there at Sunderland and Mbappe, but enough about Sunderland because we're here to talk about City Liverpool. Since we last met there in the episode 24, we've played quite a handful of games, but as you can see, the run of form hasn't been, sensational. Obviously, I think it was the Top Part Steelers game where we conceded late. We did have a very good January. A lot of games were postponed due to waterlogged pitches and so on. And then this month, not really the greatest. We did beat Sheffield and we did beat Lincoln, but we drew 1-1 to Derry Town. We weren't great. We drew 0-0 to Romania and we drew to Bell Pepper. We also have one other player that we did actually bring in on a free. His name is Jack Birch. Now, I still have my Sunderland interface loaded because I am going to go back to that save to finish off what I'm recording for that one there, but I wanted to get into this game first because this is an important game. So you got to remember anything above an 8 is really good, and then anything obviously above a 13 is gold. This guy's actually got some really good passing. He's also got some really good first touch, really good tackling technique. He's just a really good central midfielder, I feel. He can play central midfielder on support really well at this level. The reason why we signed Jack Birch is that he's also very well suited to a Vanarama North-South football. That is 2 levels above where we are. It's this level that we're currently up. In the next promotion, which hopefully we get this season, and then he's at the level of, level 7, and we're in level 9. That's a huge pickup for us, and how we picked him up, I don't know. He was at, how Rugby picked him up, I don't know, and they were having a decent year, and then I said, why won't you come along and play for us? He said, yep, and he scored 2 goals in his second game. He didn't really do too much in his first game and got an assist as well and got a player of the match. So pretty good. What that does mean is that Dizzy has... Well, first things first, Dizzy's not going anywhere. I love Dizzy. Don't get me wrong. He's got a lot of potential and I reckon this guy's going to be worth a heap, is that he has obviously been put on a hot prospect contract because of his age, and he's very happy to be playing off the bench. So to give Dizzy, who's played a lot of first team time now, an opportunity to play off the bench, to also come off the bench as a winger because he's also got decent pace and good dribbling and decent crossing for the level was not too bad. The next thing that I will say is that we did have an injury to Nathan Bondswell. I don't know if that happened in that game that we played. I remember it happening in that game. Dizzy can effectively play as a left winger and has actually played well out there as well. He's got a couple of goals and an assist since I've been up this morning playing to get to this game. And I'm very happy with Dizzy playing as the winger. So just as another bench option, I feel like it's good. He's a very good centre mid option as well, Dizzy. And you'll definitely see a lot of Dizzy. Just to get a guy that is of Jack Birch's quality and level alongside a guy like Louis, who is very good for the next level above and could probably grow into an even better player in the future into the level 7 like Jack Birch. To get these two in together, hopefully build a partnership, keep him here for the next couple seasons, we could have quite the midfield, 2, and then Dizzy as a midfield 3, if we ever went to it, to be sensational for the Vanarama North-South. And then if you already start playing for Vanarama North-South in level 9, and you get there, and you get even to level 8, you're going to romp the league, hopefully. So even if we weren't to go up this season, I reckon our team would be good enough to go up next season. I think our team is pretty damn good to definitely make the playoffs this season. As you can see here, we're currently a few points clear of Pickering Town. However, a win for Pickering Town will bring the gap back to 2. So it would be a very interesting game. Stocksbridge Park Steelers is the next game that I'll bring to you in terms of episode. And that isn't too far away. It's there in May, so it gives us a few games in between. If it starts getting tight, I might bring in another game in between all that as well. We do want to get through these games as quickly as possible. because we want to see how fast we can get up through the division. Now, to me, it doesn't care how long it takes for us to get the Premier League. I'm not looking for 10 consecutive promotions. I don't expect 10 consecutive promotions. I feel like at the lower level, playing 4-4-2, you can exploit a lot of space if you have quick enough players. And I feel like we definitely do. Jack Dudley's obviously super quick, and Jamie McDonald's great. Even Dizzy playing out there, but Bondsbell's pretty quick. We probably need a better right winger in the future over Reece Kelly, but the time will come for that. Next thing I am going to say is that we play very, counter-attacking 4-4-2, very deep, not looking to play with the ball, so on. For people watching Sunderland, they realise that I've gone to a 4-4-2 with Abdurrahman and Mbappe up front. I've got Haller still there. I've got Nakamura playing on the left. We've got two amazing midfielders that can win the ball and play very well, like Ndosek and Peter. I've got a team that can play 4-4-2, but a different sort of 4-4-2. In that 4-4-2, we play quite attacking. Still looking to play in the space to exploit the pace of an Mbappe or an Adrian or a Haller or a Nakamura. But, when we do get the ball in these areas, instead of just lomping it, we do look to keep it. That's something that I reckon I'll start bringing to City Liverpool as we go into the Vanarama North-South. Maybe even next season if we have enough quality players. My worry is that our backline isn't the greatest, and it won't be the greatest for a while until we have the money to pump into it. But once that happens, or until we get enough quality players that I feel like we can maybe move from a counter-attacking 4-4-2 where we sit very deep and very negative and then look to just spring long balls over the top, I might move and load up that 4-4-2 that I play there at Sunderland and see what it would do to this team. I don't want to do it this season and disrupt what's been going on here. Obviously we're top, there's no reason to change it. I said at one stage I'm tempted to go 4-3-3. I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm very happy to keep it as it is. But as we start getting better players, I definitely think that the attacking version of the 4-4-2 I'm playing at Sunderland could definitely work, mid to lower levels of this save. I'm thinking like Vanarama North-South, as Dudley could be in here early doors. Dudley, go inside, finish Dudley. 15 seconds into an episode, Jack Dudley scores his first goal for the year. This guy is a freak. We've already mentioned this many times, but we love Jack Dudley. It's actually Dudley, but we've been saying Dudley since day one, so it's Dudley now. Anyhow, he gets in, takes a few touches, and just gives the keeper the eye, slots it past him, bottom bins, pick that one out. What a crunching tackle it was too, and we're 1-0 up inside of a minute in a very important game here against Pickering Town. But like I was saying, that attacking 4-4-2, we probably need players with a bit better work rate and so on, but we could definitely play it, hopefully, in the lower levels. Maybe not first season Vanarama North-South or the Vanarama National if we went and got promoted from Vanarama North-South. But, once you consolidate in one of those leagues, actually build a team for the quality, which I think we already have the midfield for, we could definitely play a more attacking, expansive 4-4-2, which would be nice and something with a bit more high press, something that kind of sits well with me in my philosophy. I don't really like 4-4-2 because it's very direct. But there's nothing wrong with direct football. I like playing possession-based football, and that's what I would love to eventually play here at City Liverpool. But if 4-4-2 is going to work so well, then I don't think we're ever going to change it, as that's a strike, and Parkin nearly goes and puts it in from a long way out. Anyway, Ben Ledger, who's actually done superbly well for a guy that's 1.5 stars, finds Kelly. Kelly can turn, look up, and then in the end he gets tackled and fight, and he'll get on it down this left-hand side here for Pickering Town. It's a good ball from Jennings, and Johnson, though, wins it. Great challenge there from Park, and doesn't let Louis turn, but it falls to Dizzy. Good ball in the Jack Dudley. Dudley back to Dizzy, who loves a pass. He loves picking out one. Finds it back to Sumner. Sumner now, who's a very good left for this level. Finds Louis back in the Sumner. Sumner now again into Louis yet again. Louis looking back to Sumner. Sumner going to go all the way back to Johnson. Actually keeping the ball here pretty well here, the City of Liverpool. In the end, Sumner beats the tackle, and Johnson then goes long into the space. Jamie McDonald's back stick if he wants to cut it. Dudley instead goes himself, and Pearson with the save. So one thing since the update that I've noticed is not enough of taking it to the line in that situation, just cutting it for the open goal. At times, they definitely do it still, but I feel like that happened a little bit more before the update, and now they're just a little bit more selfish. Something maybe SI could think about, but I still think that the update's not too bad. The gameplay's still a bit hit and miss at times in terms of bad back passes and poor touches and stuff, but I feel like Football Manager 19 has been pretty good as a whole. Anyway, Lincoln being Stock Spark Steelers would make a win today for us huge, because it obviously picks the gap even more against Pickering Town, but even bigger to Stock Spark Steelers, who's another big game. I say all this, and Dale Jennings, who nearly scored an absolute belter not too long ago, has scored a belter there, and we are 1-1 there, 40 minutes in. What a strike from Dale Jennings, and bang, bang, it is 1-1. Dean Atkinson there with the ball. We gave it inside the Patterson. We actually set up not too badly well. Our 4-4-2 line is kind of breached. We give him a little bit too much space. Kelly should be really inside his man, forcing him wide. He wasn't, and in the end, one touch and buried from Jennings. But as you can see, we haven't been great here today. Still only 4 shots on. That was a weird way to end a half. There we go. Only 4 shots on. We're not keeping the ball. We don't usually keep the ball anyway. But, we're being a bit too open. That 4-4-2 line hasn't been, as narrow as we would like. And Jennings obviously hit one from distance earlier, and he hits another one, and it's over the wall inside a couple of minutes in terms of game time. But, 1 goal either half. Jennings has put in Pickering Town 2-1 up, which would hurt us in the league and put us 2 points ahead with not long to go. I'm going to keep it like this for now, but I will move to an more attacking system in the not too distant future, I reckon. Going to go to the 60th, see if we can get one back. If we don't get one back by the 60th, off we go. Obviously going to go a little bit more attacking on the way we play. I'm still looking to play like that. It's not too bad. It's very similar to what we play at Sunderland. We'll go and prevent more short distribution. We're a bit more urgent. We'll get stuck in because we need the ball back, but everything else is going to stay the same in terms of players and personnel. We'll start making changes after the 65th. Bondswell is probably fit enough to play about... The game said about 70 minutes. I think he needs a little bit more. Anyway, McDonald, if he can square it. Jamie McDonald, if he squared it then, had Dudley at the back stick. Anyway, ball in. Kelly flicks on. As long as it's not a mistake there, it's going to be Pickering down and brings it away. Hill now with it. Still pressing up, which is good. Pearson goes long, but only as far as Dizzy. He's in a great position there to cut that off. Into Birch. Birch now with it. Still with Birch. Into Kelly. Kelly now, can he find a pass? Finds Dudley. First time from Dudley. He probably had enough time to come on inside. Unfortunately for us, it is still 0-0. Birch hasn't had the best of games out there on his live com debut. If we can pause here, what I might do is I might bring Dizzy in there, who's going to go in as a bit more of a ball-winning midfielder there on support, win the ball back for me, and Nathan Bondswell's going to come into the team for the first time. Reece Kelly hasn't his best game either, so you will see Noon. It's going to be a double change in both places out wide. At some point, I will push those 2 wingers forward a little bit more, but not just yet. Don't want to leave ourselves open to conceding one at the back as well to be game over, but now is the time to really go for it. Bondswell's going up a line. Off goes Carl Noon up a line. We're going to go with that. Hopefully we'll be okay. In terms of maybe one more change, Sumner's not really had his best of games, so we might get Clayton in there at fullback as well and make that third change. Just to maybe he can bomb on. We're now going to just go very attacking and tell everybody to push forward and hope we can find a very late goal. 90 minutes played. Is there going to be a highlight or is the gap going to be 2? It looks like the gap will be 2. We've lost the other game here. Apparently, we're even going to give away a penalty. Dizzy's given away one. Dizzy's had a shocker here today, ladies and gentlemen, as well. But there we are. Dizzy's apparently going to get called over by the referee. And there it is. Who is the ref? Is that Amy? Amy, we've got a female referee. What do you know? Maybe that's why the boys have been so well disciplined until the late stages at least. Anyhow. It's a penalty. Ben Ledger, make yourself a hero. Save another penalty. It's Gee versus Ledger. Yeah, good pen. And never saving that one. And it's going to be 3-1, which does hurt the goal difference a little bit too. Not the way I would have liked to have come back into City Liverpool with the next update here in episode 25. I will see for episode 26 though. I'm hoping to, get that all out today. Get episode 25, 26 out today before I go to coaching. And then that means that I can just stream tonight, get a few episodes out of Sunderland. And hopefully tonight is the night that it all ends. If it's not going to end, hopefully next season is. If it doesn't end next season, it will end next season. I'll make sure it ends. Anyway, team talk there. I'm going to tell the boys I'm not happy with the performance. I saw enough there from the 4-4-2 attacking that, or the more attacking way, that I might start implementing it in games where we're probably a bit more favourites and see what happens. But we'll tinker with it until until I see you guys next time. In terms of when I'll see you guys next time, we'll have a look at the fixture list. I know the Park Steelers game is about 3 games away from the end, and it might be a triple header to see if we do win the league or not. But we'll go in and have a look at everything else as well if the game was eventually load. Lower league database, ladies and gentlemen. When there's big games, it takes time. And there we are. As you can see, the gap went to 2 there. I'm going to send the assistant because I'm not really fussed. The gap went to 2. Steelers eventually did lose there as well, 1-0. So they stay 7 points behind. They could have closed the gap too. But as you can see, it's us 3 teams there. Pickering Town, Stockbridge Park Steelers, and ourselves fighting for that top spot. A lot better than last season where, pressure only came to the end. Hanwell, Ossett, not really. Gursley, Mansfield could be a game. Mansfield and Albion could be a game. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4 massive games in a row. Carlton down who just won, and then Stanford. It's not the easiest run in. What I might do is we might see how these 1, 2, 3, and 4 games go. If they're all wins and we start eking a gap, I might not show you the AFC Mansfield game and the Albion game, but I might bring in the Sporting United Stocksbridge Park Steelers game and then do Charlton and Stanford as another double episode to see if we do win the league, if it's up for grabs, or if we're not won the league by then, or if we are well in the playoffs and we just have to prepare ourselves for a playoff battle. Anyhow, from Damon from the City of Liverpool from Non-League Legend, it's great to be back here on episode 25. As always, if you like the episode, give it a like. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and there's a link description below to the Twitch. Once Sunderland is done, this save will be Twitch, will be YouTube, will be everything. Even when I'm not on YouTube or Twitch, this is the save I will be playing. Unless there's a moment where I can't play it like Sunderland right now, I can't play games, I'm going to keep the Sunderland save and just play it for my own. Anyhow, from Damien from City Liverpool from Non-League Legend, thank you, and I'll see you for episode 26 in the not too distant future.